Hey fam, it's your girl Chakisha of Life with Chakisha, and I am back with a book related video. Alright, so I am here to do my August book wrap up, and I read a lot of books. I don't know how I got it done, but I got it done. I read 18 books, 10 physical, and 8 audio. So before I get into all these books, like I said, welcome and welcome back to another book, or should I say booktube related video. And if this is your first time here, again, my name is Chakisha. I do all types of content, but bookish content is something that is new to this channel, and I have incorporated because this is called Life with Chakisha. So I want to show you all the things that I have going on in my life, and one of those things is reading, and I am enjoying every bit of it. So I hope you stick around because I think I got some good books that you may want to read. And while you're here, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, click that subscribe button and that notification bell. That way you'll never miss any of my videos, and I'll become your favorite book auntie and YouTuber. And to all of my heartbeats, you know it is mad love here. I know this content is new to you as well, but I'm pretty sure you're going to keep watching because y'all are my peoples. So I'm going to go ahead and get first into the ebooks, and then I will get into all of the physical books that I read. Now, because there are a lot, I'm just going to tell you if it's a yes, no, or maybe. And basically, yes means that it was anywhere between a 4.5 stars. A maybe means that it was probably a 4 or 3.5, and a no is just a no. All right, so I'm gonna go not in any particular order, and I'll put all the ebooks that I read up here. So one of the books that I read was an ALC, which is an advanced listener copy, and that was the Dating Prohibition by Taja McCoy. I think I said that right, but if not, I apologize. So that book is definitely a yes. The next book that I read was also an ALC, an advanced listener copy. The physical book and the ebook has been out for a while, but the audiobook was coming out at the latter part of August, so I got to read it before it came out. And baby, it's a yes. I can't wait to read book 2 because it is a part of a series. It is about the King's sisters. I forgot the third sister's name, but the first book is Lilith. That's the one that I read or listened to as the advanced listener copy. Girl. The next 3 books is a part of a series, and it is the Kookie Dough series. I think that's what it's called, but it's by my girl Bella J. And if y'all read 1201 or Bookmark, y'all already know it's fire. So the first book was Finding Kristmas. You don't necessarily have to read that, but it is somewhat interconnected because those characters in that book are connected to the female and the main male characters in book 2 and 3, which is Kookie Dough and Cookies on Top. Yes, yes, and heck yes. The next one was a novella. I don't know how I stumbled across this book, but it's called One Night, One Bite. It is a paranormal romance between vampires. I happened to stumble across the page of the lady, and she was saying that, you know, the series is coming out. So I was like, well, where's book 1? Because I want to read it. Because, I mean, who doesn't want to read a paranormal romance about vampires? So she told me to go ahead and read that first because it's an introduction. I'm going to say maybe. I don't remember a lot, but I do know that in the moment, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's like that, especially if you read a lot of books. When you're in it, but as soon as you turn off that device, close that book, or take your headphones off, you're like, what did I read? Who was it about? And that's fine, because that doesn't mean that it's not bad. But I give it a maybe because I don't remember it making me feel like, oh, I can read this again. So it's a maybe for me. So the next one was an ARC, which is an advanced reader copy. And this is by one of my favorite local authors, Danielle Brooks. Her books eat every time. And this was book 3 in the Fire Company 143 series. And you got to read the whole series. The whole series is a yes, yes, yes. And book 3 did not disappoint. So the last ebook that I read, I actually got did I get the advanced listener copy on that one too? I don't know. I think I got the advanced listener copy on that one too, if I'm not mistaken. And I get those by using NetGalley. If you haven't signed up for NetGalley, make sure you sign up. You connect it to your Amazon account and you just go in there and request those advanced copies, whether it's an ebook, physical book, or an audio book. And if you get approved, they'll send you the book. You just have to leave a review. So with that being said, I got to listen to the Secret Crush book club. I cannot wait for this book. So this was book 3 in the Peach Blossom series. Peach Blossom series follows 3 sisters. So this one was the 3rd sister, second chance romance, cute, sapphic. I don't know why I said cute, but it was a nice, spicy, sapphic romance. If you like those books, if you don't know what it is, Google it, okay? But I definitely say yes, yes to that book. So the next books, these are all the physical books that I immersive read. So let's get into these real quick. So these 2 books were the last 2 books currently in the Boys of Tommen series. And this is book 5, which is Taming 7, which follows Gibbsy and Claire Bear. Yes. Book 6, which is Release in 10. This follows Claire's older brother, Huey, and Lizzie. I'm not going to say that this was my favorite book in the series, but I'm going to say still yes. The next 2 were a part of book club reads for the in-person book club that I belong to. One of them was our selected reading, and then when we realized it was a book 2, we all decided to read book 2. So the first one was Sugar. This is a historical fiction with some romance. I'm not gonna say it's contemporary at all because the romance is a little different. And then you have book 2, which is This Bitter Earth. Both of these books are by Bernice McFadden, and these are so good. And I'm gonna say yes and yes. The next book is Their Vicious Games. This was the book club read for my virtual book club, Beyond the Pages. I really enjoyed it. It's one of those books that you're going to have to get through the beginning. It does have a slow burn. I would say maybe. The next book is the last book in the Winter Moon series by Tessa Stone, and this is Frianala. So this one does not have the same genre label. All of the other books were called dark paranormal romances, but this one is just a paranormal. It's very light, but it still has some spice. The 2 main characters, they are pretty much kind of like young adults, so I guess that's why she took the dark off. But it was a really good book. It was pretty much a setup for her next series, which is called Winter Moon Academy. But with all that being said, I say yes, and I say yes to the whole series. The next one was a Spin the Block. Me and my friend Crystal had already read this, but my bestie has sent us a picture of a firefighter that looked like this. And so when I sent her this book, she was like, oh my gosh, it does look like them. I want to read it. So we decided to do a buddy read, and just like the first time, it was a yes. Where There's Smoke, and this is written by Erica Alexandra. Sapphic romance. If you want a good introductory to sapphic romances, this one and the Peach Blossom series, I think they're very good books to kind of intro you to that type of trope. So the last 4 books are the Hunger Games books. I'm just gonna automatically say yes, 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 and yes. But I gotta give you a little bit of tea on all my yeses. So I heard of the Hunger Games when I saw the advertising of the Hunger Games movie back in the day. I was like, oh, okay, that ain't my cup of tea. And I think because maybe I felt like it was, I didn't even say because I love the Twilight series, but I got into those later as well. But I was not interested. And then I think I told y'all in the vlog, one of my new book friends, Tamik, was like, read them, read them, read them. So of course I had to also get them. These are the deluxe editions. But like I said, these aren't the original ones. But we're gonna have story time this last part because these are the last books. So anyway, like I was saying, I decided to get into the books. I immersive read, so I listened and I read. Let me tell you, listening and reading this series together, yeah. Now, I have not read the 5th book, which is, I think it's The Serpent and the Sunrise. Oh, let me see this in here. Yeah, it's a 5th book. I have not read it yet because I'm waiting for the audio to come available on Libby. And I also didn't buy it because it is a newer, I think it's newer, so it didn't come out in these deluxe versions. But now I kind of got FOMO. I wish I would have got the original copies. So I feel like I may invest in getting the hardcovers of the original, but that'll be, it's not mandatory. But anyway, let me tell you, I read the 1st book, Hunger Games. Yes. I was like, how did I not get into this? Then I read Catching Fire, and I was just like, yes, catnip. Yes, catnip. Then I read Mockingbird, and I was like, what is going on with Peter? Peter, what is going on with Peter? And then at the epilogue, I was like, oh my gosh, I ain't gonna spoil it. So then I was like, let me go watch the movies. And when I say I feel like I was robbed, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I didn't even have to download the audiobooks because the movies were almost word for word verbatim of how the audiobook played and how the book was written. Like, I've never seen an adaptation and a book and its audio match up chef's kiss. Like, it was little teeny minute things that I was like, oh, they didn't do that in the book, but it made more sense in the movie. But other than that, everything was spot on. So then when I got into the Ballad and the Songbird, I was just like, okay, Mr. Snow, this is how you came to fruition. Okay, like, it was nice for them to go back in time and kind of show you how President Snow became the horrible person that he was. Now, book 5, I believe, follows Heinous. Heinous was Katniss and Peter's mentor in the Hunger Games. So I can't wait to get into that. I so cannot wait until the audiobook comes up on Libby. I'm trying to utilize my Libby a lot more than using all my credits. But when that come out, I cannot wait to the movie because I think the movie supposedly is coming out in 2026. So yeah, your girl is going to be there, whether it's by myself or dragging my husband. But I say yes. Not to the dress, but to the series. This author, Suzanne Collins, I don't know if she related to my great uncle, God rest his soul, because his last name was Collins. But she wrote the heck out these books. I mean, the world building, the character development, the plots, the love triangles, the depth of the arena fights and the mutts and I mean, she wrote the heck out this series. I be wondering what be going through people's minds when they write like this. Like, do you live a normal life? But it was so good. Like, I recommend this whole series. I cannot wait to hopefully get it in this month and be able to review it for y'all for my September reads. But August blew my mind when I went back to see how many books I read. Now, some of them were shorter reads. Because I do immersive read and I can alter the speed to listen based on how fast my eyes move, I'm able to kind of go through, let's say, a 6-hour book in maybe 5 or 4 hours, depending on how fast I speed it up. Now, I will say the audios on these were almost like about 11 hours, but the type of work I do, I can listen to my books all day, so that's what kind of helps me read the books or finish them faster. And for those that don't believe that audiobooks is reading, why would they call it an audiobook if it wasn't a book? And also, would you tell a blind person if they're reading the audio, listening to an audiobook, they're not reading? They can't read. And most authors aren't making their books in Braille. So the only option is to have it in audio form or be able to use Kindle Assistant Reader. So before you judge how people read, when was the last time you picked up a book? Okay. So anyway, so out of all the 18 books that I read, the majority of them were definitely yeses. But my final message to all of you guys that are current readers, wannabe readers, or new readers, just read the book. Just read the book. Even if it takes you a month to read the book, just read the book. And as your love grows for reading and you start finding the genres that you enjoy, you'll start reading more and more and more and more, faster and faster, and sometimes going back to slow. Sometimes you want to just take the time and to enjoy the book. But I do want you to remember that reading is subjective, so what I may like, you may not, and what you may like, I may not like. And also know that reading can be altered based on your mood. So depending on what mood you're in, you may not like a contemporary romance that you read today, but if you decide to spin the block and read it 6 months later, it may be the best book that you read. So never give up on reading. Never let someone tell you what to read, when to read, and how to read. And listen, don't let your TBR list rule you, but you rule your TBR list. So until next time, peace from your favorite book auntie.